Shawn here for another CMU Hockey Weekly Recap alongside Tyler Marcotte. Tyler, it's been a couple weeks since we last played a hockey game, and that was the series against Lawrence Tech. Tie in the first game, but a dominant performance in the second game to lock up an ACHA regional playoff spot.
Easily their best game of the season. I thought they controlled the pace offensively. They were dominant defensively. The score doesn't really show how well they played, putting in the backup for the third period just to give them some playing time in a senior night. So score doesn't really show how well the Chippewas played. They dominated offensively, had a ton of shots, really controlled the tempo of the game, so a great way to finish off the regular season.
And with that great finish, lock up third place in the MCHC East. And speaking of the MCHC, this weekend it's all about the MCHC tournament. In the East, it's taking place at Crystal Fieldhouse in Flint, and in the West, it's taking place at Eagles Ice Center in Grand Rapids. CMU's going up against a familiar foe at kind of a familiar place, going up against Michigan Flint. What do you think about this matchup?
I think it's a great matchup for the Chippewas. Obviously, the Chippewas have beaten them twice before, pretty handily at Crystal, and then a pretty good game here at Ice Arena. RJ played a tremendous game and really kept the team in the game, gave them a lot of control. So I think it's a great matchup, but you got to focus on this game. You can't look ahead to the teams that you could possibly play next time, maybe Gold, maybe Northwood. So it's really hard to focus just on Friday, but I think this team is ready for it.
And we spoke to the Chippewas, both captains, coaches, and different players about how they're feeling about this matchup against Flint and how they're feeling going forward into the MCHC tournament. Here's what they had to say.
I can't sit back. We lose, we're done. So we got to come ready to play hockey, play 60 minutes of hockey. Got to stay out of the box, get lots of shots. Just got to pressure them. I mean, since last ranking, they've won a few games. They beat Adrian Gold. I think they beat Northwood. So that they've won a few games since then. So they played us tight one of the games. So we just got to come ready to play. I mean, I don't want my seniors to have their last games. I don't want to be two games and then we're done. I want to play another 12 games this year. So, but yeah, we got to come ready to play and get up on them early.
Well, I mean, we know what to expect. They're kind of a gritty team. I think that we have more skill, but they're kind of the team that is going to try and outwork you for the W. Which I respect that a lot. And they've had a lot of emotions this year with Andrew and stuff like that, and I think that they're going to be ready to come after us. I mean, losing to us twice is not going to sit well with them, and I think that we need to be prepared for what we're going to see in the playoff time because, like I said, playoff hockey is a lot different, and I think that playing them twice definitely helps us out big time. We know what to expect. So
I know a lot of people were frustrated at the beginning of the year. We expected more production than we got, so it was nice to have things kind of click at the end there. Chemistry started to build on each line. All the lines look good, and everyone started putting up points, and we're looking good going forward.
So MCHC East tournament this weekend down in Flint. Chippewas taking on the host, the U of M Flint Victors. This is a gritty team. This is a team that doesn't have a lot of talent, but they make up for it with their hard play, their blue-collar kind of play with growing up in the area that they have grown up in. What do you think the key is for the Chippewas to try and get that Saturday matchup against Adrian College Gold and move on in the MCHC playoffs?
You have to establish a good forecheck. The Chippewas really do a great job when they're pressuring the other team's defensemen, especially last time we played the Victors. Friday at Crystal, they really forechecked aggressively and forced a lot of turnovers, developed a lot of offensive plays in their own zone. So I think that's huge to look forward to move on to Saturday's game.
Now, if the Chippewas can advance into Saturday's game, it's Adrian College Gold versus Northwood before us. Winner of that game will be probably the matchup that the Chippewas will be facing off against. We know that CMU and Adrian Gold are facing off next weekend. That's a big matchup, and that's a preliminary matchup that could play dividends going forward.
Yeah, it's definitely important to have those two back-to-back against the same team, especially during playoff time. Not a lot of teams get that opportunity, so it's very important that the Chippewas capitalize.
So first year in the MCHC playoffs for the Chippewas. Tyler and I will be down in Flint all weekend broadcasting the games for you both on chipshockeycast.com and now with our new partner, Michigan Regional Sports Network. So tune into either of those stations to hear our game. It's an 8:30 puck drop. We'll be on the air at 8:20. And then should we make it to Saturday's game, it'll be a 5 o'clock puck drop with a 4:50 airtime for me and Tyler. So for Tyler Marcotte, I'm Shawn Bednard. Thank you for joining us for another weekly recap for CMU Hockey. And as always, fire up Chips.